Important head teacher business. Oh yeah, always important head teacher business going on in here. Lovely cake. Do some more typing. There's the phone. Hello, Mrs. Sharp. What's that you say? I'm supposed to be doing assembly? What now? Everybody's waiting. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sharp. Yeah, speak to you later. Right, everyone. Crikey, hello. Welcome to assembly today. I'm sorry, I must have forgotten the time there. Today is Friday, the 29th of January, and it's whole school assembly time. Hello to everyone watching in school. Hello. Hello to everybody watching at home. Hello. I hope you enjoyed today's assembly. It's fun-packed. Crikey, yes. So, let's get started with birthday news. Here's Mr. Frampton doing some important work. Mr. Frampton, can I interrupt you for a moment? Can I ask you, are you okay to do birthday news this week?
Birthday news would be great.
Excellent. Can I ask you please to put on the hat?
Ta-da! And
Fabulous.
it's a happy birthday to Jacob in reception. Happy birthday.
Mr. Frampton, thank you very much. Right, now, my favourite part of the weekly assembly, it's the star learners, who has been chosen by their teachers this week.
Chosen this week for showing particular strengths in their learning from both at home and at school are... In Year 6, we have Jay, and more from Jay a little bit later as well. Over in Year 5, Zara. Well done, Zara. Year 4, congratulations, Archie. Neve, you've been chosen in Year 3. Well done to you. Year 2, Flynn, congratulations. Amelie, well done to you in Year 1. And Gracie, this week's reception star learner. Look out for certificates which will be making their way to you by School Ping today.
Excellent work, all our star learners. Well done, everybody.
Mrs. Simmons, my sofa, and Jeffrey the cat here to bring you good news this week. I'm so pleased to have received some items to share. Thank you for sending over. What a great thing to be able to share some good news in the world right now. So let's go straight on to our first item. Who do we have? So first up we have Lexi. And it's been a long time since we've seen swimming hats in our celebration assemblies. Just before Christmas, Lexi was moved up in her swimming lessons to dark blue hats. Well done, Lexi. Let's hope it's not too long before your lessons can continue again. Congratulations. And next up we have Annie and Amy with this lovely photo. They've both been working hard making bird cakes, which are now hanging from a tree in their garden, ready for any hungry birds which may fly by. What a great thing to do. Please let us know if the cakes are a success and how you made them. Lovely. Thank you for sharing. And next up, Mr. Pryor has sent me some videos from children in Year 6 who have cleverly made these videos as part of their learning. Well done. First up, we have Jay, who is this week's star learner in Year 6. I can see why, Jay. You've made a video as Robert Falcon Scott on his way back from the South Pole, writing a letter to his wife. Let's take a look at what you managed to create at home. Well done, Jay.
As I write this letter to you, I am finding it so difficult to hold my pencil. I am very distressed because of hypothermia and I feel absolutely exhausted. It is extremely difficult to move and walk in the very deep snow. The temperatures have dropped below -40 degrees Celsius, and our layers of clothes barely keep us warm. Even the campus tent doesn't keep the cold out. Sadly, we have lost Evans because he became so exhausted and couldn't go on any longer. And dear Oates, who was severely frostbitten, unfortunately sacrificed himself by leaving in the hope that it would help our chances for us to survive. I just want you to know how much I love you and thank you for supporting me during this expedition. I really pray that we will make it through it. From your loving husband, Robert.
Excellent work, Jay. Well done. And next we have 2 videos all about climate change. Firstly, Alex, who explains just what we can do to prevent it.
We have a big problem, climate change. There's lots we can do. Use less fossil fuels and use more renewable energy. Solar panels are a good idea. Recycle as much as possible. Plastic, cans, tins, cardboard, paper. Switch off electric items when not in use, like lights. Walk or take a bus instead of using a car. Thank you. Now I'm going to recycle this notepad.
Great advice, Alex, especially recycling that notepad. Nice. Next, Isla, who's created Climate Change News, full of details of how we can reduce our carbon footprint.
Good afternoon and welcome to Climate Change News. Today we are going to talk about the way climate change is impacting our planet and what you can do to reduce your carbon footprint. We are emitting too many greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases are created by burning coal for fuel, too much pollution and plastic being thrown into our oceans, normally single use. Our Earth is getting warmer and this isn't a natural crisis, it's man-made. We are guilty. All of this increasing heat is creating wildfires. Animals are dying because of us. Sea levels are rising, our ocean temperatures are getting hotter, and so sea creatures are dying. Glaciers and ice sheets are melting. Us children have a big message to spread as it is our generation it will affect most. So, what can you do to reduce your carbon footprint? You can walk, bike or scoot instead of taking the car, turn off all electricity sockets when not in use, and also reuse and recycle. Help spread the word. Create an eye-catching informative poster like this. Remember, there is no planet B. Let's unite and realise what's right. This has been Climate Change News. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Wow. Well done, you 3. It must feel really great to know that your teacher sent over your very own creations to share with us all. Fantastic. Hopefully you've inspired others too, to give new things a try. I was very impressed with the video editing as well. And really important messages too. Brilliant. Thanks for sharing, and thanks to everybody for sending items this week for our Good News board. I was really pleased to get some items. Hopefully we'll have some more next week. Until then, thank you. Dramatic, exciting. I've changed my lighting and I'm slightly underdressed. I might need to address this in the weeks to come. But well, Good News might be slightly harder to come by, although we've done well this week with not so many clubs running at the moment. We thought, let's share your talents instead, your skills. What can you do? So all week we've been asking you to send in your skills, and let's take a look at what you managed to send us.
I am Bruce, I am meant to be, this is me, here I come. And imagine not to feel I drown. I'm not dead to be seen. I'm not broken. This is me. The road and break it down. I know it can break This is Bruce. This is who I'm meant to be. This is me. One of my many talents is that I can roll my tongue like this.
Drum roll, please.
Skills. Let's keep this going. Any talent, skills you may have. You might have made a cake, written a story, a poem, anything you'd like to share with us here. Southill's Got Talent. We're a talented bunch. The usual address, send it over. You can DM our social media pages, Ask an Adult, and let's see what you come up with next week. Can't wait.
Thank you, Miss Simmons. There were some fabulous things in there, wasn't there? Now, it's time for Wellbeing Weekly. And this is our weekly roundup of exciting news from school that's to do with looking after our bodies and looking after our minds at these difficult times. We've got some treats for you today. First up is Year 1. Year 1 were asked by Miss Curtis to get busy making badges. And on the badges, they wanted positive messages designed to encourage everybody. So here are some pictures from Year 1 that have been sent in by their parents. Thanks very much, everybody. You've done a great job.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, must I go home? Ready to race to you. These days are right. Happy and free. Oh, happy day. These days are right. Share them with me. Oh, happy day. These days are right. Happy and free. Goodbye, gray sky. Hello, blue. Something can hold me when I hold you. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rockin' and rollin' all week long. These days are right. Happy and free. Yeah. These days are right. Share them with me. These days are right. Happy free. Goodbye, gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. Feels so right. Can't be wrong. Rockin' and rollin' all week long.
Next up, I've got a slideshow for you. In this slideshow, we're going to talk about a special challenge I've got ready for you next week called Express Yourself. Have a watch, see what you think. I hope you can get involved. It's time for our Wellbeing Weekly, and today we're going to talk about Children's Mental Health Week, which is next week. We're going to ask you to express yourself as a means of helping you with your mental health. So Children's Mental Health Week is next week. We are exploring the different ways we can express ourselves and the creative ways that we can share our feelings, our thoughts, and our ideas. Express yourself is about finding creative ways to share feelings, thoughts, or ideas through things like art, or writing, or music, or dance, and doing things that make you feel good. Let's have a look at a short video and see if you can spot the different ways that people are expressing themselves in the video. Good, hope you enjoyed that. I wonder if you spotted lots of different ways that people were expressing themselves. Finding creative, enjoyable ways to share our thoughts, our feelings, and our ideas can make us feel good and can help our mental health, especially when we face tough situations or difficult times like we are at the moment. Remember though, just as we look after our physical health, our bodies, by doing things like exercising and eating well and getting enough sleep, we also need to look after our mental health, our minds. One way of caring for our mental health is to notice and share how we are feeling. Expressing ourselves in creative ways can help us to do this. And of course, we're all different, and we're going to find different creative ways to express ourselves. I need you to remember an important point now. Expressing yourself is not about being brilliant or being fantastic at something. It's about doing something because you enjoy it. So, the challenge this week is to find things to do that you enjoy. Finding healthy ways to express ourselves creatively is one way of looking after our mental health. I've got two videos for you now. The first one is about a squiggle game, which you can all try being creative at home. And the other one is about building an origami dog from a square of paper. I'll put both these links into the Head Teacher's News this week, so you can follow that and have a go at home. But I thought it'd be a bit of fun if we watch them now.
Every year at Place to Be, we celebrate Children's Mental Health Week. This year's theme is Express Yourself. There are so many ways we can express ourselves creatively. Let's try something fun together. The squiggle game. All you need is a pen and paper and to squiggle. Then have a look at what you can spot in your squiggle. Can you turn it into something else? Let's turn this one into a little friend. You might see a face, an animal, a fantastical creature. You might even want to imagine what your friend might say to you. My panda's excited about expressing themselves creatively at Children's Mental Health Week, and I hope you are too.
Right, that squiggle was turned into a panda. Let's see how to turn a square of paper into a dog. That's something I think you could try at home. Why not try and do it in your own creative way? You could try and colour it in, make it from different sorts of paper. You could decorate it. You can make a tiny one or a big one. Whatever you do, try and express yourself. And it's all about the effort you take and the enjoyment you have, more than really what it looks like at the end. However, we'd love you to share them with us. So our final slide is about what can you do next week? Can you come up with your own creative challenge? You could be using art materials or music or words or dance or gardening or cooking, whatever you want really. What we'd love to see is some of these things that you've been doing at home, and perhaps you can share them with us so we can put them into next week's assembly. But most importantly, we want you to have fun this week, to enjoy yourself and to look after your mental health. Thanks, everyone.
When things get tough, don't worry, just blast through it. Remember to take a break.
Take time for yourself every day.
Hello again. If you remember, this is called the I Can't Waiting box. It's good. And I'm going to tell you another one. Have a play date with my friends. And I'm going to tell you another one tomorrow. Bye.
Right, that's it for Wellbeing Weekly this week. With one last thing I want to tell you about, and that's Year 5. Year 5 are going to be running a special Wellbeing Weekly Wednesday treat, and they're going to be sharing some of their work with us next week. So look out for that. Come on, Year 5. Looking forward to seeing what you can do. Right, for our next item of news, we've come over to Year 5 to see Mrs. Butler, who's going to report to us on how we're getting on with Timetables Rock Stars.
Right, so we've had quite a few tournaments going on the last few weeks. The first tournament we had was within school, Year 5 battling Year 6, and I'm afraid to say Year 6 beat Year 5, but only by 4 points. It was very, very close, 1,365 and 1,369. The next battle we had last week was between Wyke and Southill, Years 5 and 6, and we absolutely thrashed them. We doubled their score, so Southill got 919 and Wyke got 453, so that was really, really good. We're currently at the moment having a battle between the juniors, between all schools in Weymouth and Portland. We're 6th at the moment, we keep going up to 3rd to 1st and then back to 6th. It's running till a week on Friday, so the 5th of February. So Years 3, 4, 5 and 6, if you can get on there and get our scores up, because we need to win this. It'd be really good if we did. Okay, thank you.
Lovely, thank you very much, Mrs. Butler. And the last item of news is about Google Meets. These are special meetings that we're arranging this week and next week and possibly the week after to meet with you at home if you've not been into school at all, and to have a quick chat with you and your parents about how things are going and anything that we can help with in particular. If you're in Key Stage 1, the teacher's going to phone you instead, but I hope you enjoy getting in touch with your teacher and possibly even seeing them over the next few days.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great week. I'm here to tell you all about National Storytelling Week, which starts tomorrow. Now I know we all really enjoy listening to stories, but I wonder how many of us love just making up and then telling stories. So I've come up with a few very simple ideas to get you into some storytelling this week. Now, the first idea is a game I used to love playing when I was little. We used to call it Consequences, but you could just call it a folded up story. All you need for this game is a piece of paper and a friend or a brother or sister or mum or dad or somebody to play with. So the first thing you do is you write down the name of a character at the top, could be anything, and then you fold it over so that the next person can't see
what you've written, and then you pass it on, and they pass theirs to you, and you write the name of another character underneath, and they do the same, and then you fold it over again, and then the next thing you write is where these two characters meet. So write that down, fold it on, pass it on. Then you could write down what the first character said to the second character. Fold it on, pass it along. And then what the second character said back to the first character, what their reply was. Fold it on. And at the end, you just write down what happened in the end. Then you fold that up and you pass it along again. So you could play this with lots of people or just two people. And then once you get the folded up piece back, you unravel it all and you should have a funny story to read. That's my first idea. Of course, you could play that instead of doing the characters. You could make up a story, so one of you could write the opening of a story and then fold it along, and the next one write the build up, the problem, the resolution and the ending, and you should get some very crazy stories there to read. My next idea is making up some stories with some puppets. Now, you don't need anything fancy for puppets. You could make a story with any kind of puppets. You could use stick puppets or sock puppets or toys, but you can make up great stories and have a great time with some puppet stories. My third idea is one word at a time. Now, you might have played this at school, but basically you just need somebody to play with. I'm going to play with Mabel, and I'm going to start off by saying, once upon a time there was a lovely little terrier called Mabel. So you can see how a story like that could be quite fun to make up because you haven't really got any control over where it goes. You could always do that with a sentence each as well. So you make up the first sentence, once upon a time there was a little goblin who, and then your partner can finish it off. So my next idea is called The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Now, you might be familiar with that story, but actually it's nothing to do with that story. Really, you're just making up a story where you have to pick an animal, a character, and then an object. So you could make up a story about a gorilla who meets a magical wizard, and then something happens with a golden lamp, and you have to weave a story with those elements in the story. Or it could be a squirrel with a mean shopkeeper and a tiny crystal acorn. What could happen in that story? And my next idea is you could just retell a story to your family at home, one that you've learned at school. See how much you can remember, and you could always make some little changes or add or embellish the story with some things to make it really interesting for your listeners. But it's good fun to see if you can remember many of the stories that you've learned at school. Or finally, why don't you just ask somebody to tell you a story so you could listen? Doesn't have to be a really big fancy story or even a made up one. Might be a story about the day you were born, or a special family day out that you just love hearing and thinking about. Whatever you decide to do for National Storytelling Week, I hope you have a great time and lots of fun.
Thank you, Mrs. Wood, who brings our assembly to an end today. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you've enjoyed it. There was a lot of fun things in there. Good luck to everybody at home next week. I hope you enjoy your work being set on Google Classrooms and you continue to do your best with it. And also to those children who are coming into school. We're looking forward to seeing you next week. See you all next Friday. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.